My next patron question is from Morgan, who wants me to compare two Mickey Mouse cartoons that adapted classic stories. It did not cross my mind until recently how two specific Mickey Mouse shorts that were released theatrically mirror each other, Mickey's Christmas Carol and The Prince and the Pauper. Both are set during the winter, even if Prince is not really set during Christmas, and were released with both Rescuers movies, Christmas Carol being paired with a reissue of The Rescuers. Both are unique takes on the classic source material that work well on emotion and drama. Question is, which do you feel is better? So this is a really difficult question, because I think highly of both of these shorts. Both have such a sophistication and make excellent use of their cast of characters when placing them in these stories. If I have to pick a preference, I'm going to give a slight edge to Mickey's Christmas Carol. Of the adaptations of Charles Dickens' holiday tale I've seen, this is probably my favorite. Director Bernie Madison and the Disney artist did such a good job of condensing the story to 25 minutes. It goes through the beats, but without sacrificing character. Scrooge McDuck was a natural choice to play the Christmas-hating miser, and Alan Young did superbly in capturing Scrooge's cynical side and then his eventual change of heart. The way he manipulates Bob Cratchit and the charity workers at the start really shows what a smart and conniving duck he is. The rest of the casting choices also work, especially Mickey as Cratchit, and Jiminy Cricket, Willie the Giant, and Pete as the Spirits. And what an inspired choice to have Goofy play Jacob Marley. The short mixes the moments of humor well with the more sentimental scenes, and like the best Christmas Carol adaptations, the death of Tiny Tim definitely hits hard. The animation is spectacular too. This was one of the first projects the next generation of Disney animators worked on after many of the night old men had retired, and it showed they could more than handle the responsibility of animating these legendary characters. Mickey's Christmas Carol is a wonderful short, and it's easy to understand why a lot of people choose to watch it every year. However, The Prince and the Pauper is excellent too, making great use of its double dose of Mickey Mouse. Like Christmas Carol, it manages to adapt Mark Twain's story in 25 minutes and fill it with plenty of excitement, heart, and humor. Mickey is his usual likable self, and there's plenty of fun to be had when they switch places. I especially want to shout out Andreas Deja, who is the supervising animator on Mickey and the Prince, and imbue them with a lot of personality and charm. The interactions with Goofy are similarly a delight. The short also handles the dramatic moments well. Pete proves to be quite the dastardly villain, and director George Scribner manages to give the darker scenes the needed atmosphere. One of the most heartbreaking scenes is when Mickey meets the king on his deathbed, and does not have the heart to tell him he's not his son. The action works well as we get plenty of medieval adventure, especially in the climax. I also want to praise the score by Nicholas Pike, which from the opening titles immediately gets you in the mood, and is used to especially good effect in the final scene, when the heroes come in to save the day. It must have been such a fantastic experience for moviegoers in 1990 to get to see The Prince and the Pauper and The Rescuers Down Under back to back, as both do serve as an appropriate pairing. Revisiting this short and Mickey's Christmas Carol, it is surprising Disney has not taken the opportunity to put Mickey and his friends in more classic stories, although there was that charming Three Musketeers direct-to-video movie, and I recall Mickey Mouse Works also placing them in versions of Around the World in 80 Days and The Nutcracker. They should do that more often. Anyway, let me know in the comments whether you prefer Mickey's Christmas Carol or The Prince and the Pauper, and thank you for your question, Morgan.